What up, YouTube Live? How's it going? Let's make sure that we are live. And then we're going to discuss this topic. Whew! I got myself some Oreo here. It'll do until I get my dinner. All right, let's see. Are we live? Are we still waiting for the YouTube to kick in? What up, YouTube Live? How's it going? That's how you know that we're live, when you hear my annoying voice going, what up? Okay, so this was the news that hit the web earlier today when I was at work. Nope, not about Chevrolet, but about HBO Max and Discovery. Let's see here, make it a little smaller. They had their earnings meeting, I believe, or quarterly earning meetings that every company has. I think Disney usually has it with their shareholders. So they announced that the big announcement was that HBO Max and Discovery Plus will merge into one streaming service. Why is the Chevrolet commercial dominating this page? I hate you, Chevrolet. let's just like refresh this page. There you go. So HBO Max and Discovery Plus to merge into one single streaming platform starting in summer 2023. Earlier in the morning when I did that live stream for you guys, when we discussed about how HBO Max was imploding, remember I told you guys that they were gonna have a big meeting, to decide the fate of HBO Max, and so that meeting happened today or this afternoon, and this is what came out of that. That apparently Discovery Plus, remember WB Discovery, the umbrella or the parent company, which is a merge between Warner Media and Discovery. Hence the name, WB Film and Television Divisions are subsidiary of Warner Brothers Discovery. I know. It's confusing. I know. It's kind of confusing, but that's how companies have. That's how confusing it can get when companies merge or when one company acquires another. So WB Discovery again is the umbrella, and WB Film and Television Divisions are the subsidiary or part of the under that umbrella, and HBO Max is their streaming service. And now HBO Max will merge with Discovery Plus into one streaming service. Now Discovery Plus was a streaming service, guys. It was a streaming service platform by itself. I had been receiving a lot of for the past year. I had been receiving a lot of emails from Discovery Plus, saying, "Hey, these are the reality shows that we're gonna release this month or next month." So it's a monthly kind of email on what's gonna be on Discovery Plus platform. Something nature related or hunting ghosts. One of those ghost hunting shows. So that's what they have on their platform, and now it's merging into with HBO Max into one streaming service. So that's the big news today, and and let's read some more here from Variety, okay? Because they did some good reporting here, so make sure that we get all the details. Whoa! What did I just click? Did I just click? Sorry about that. I accidentally clicked. Okay. Here. The media company announced a timeline for the two services to be fused together. HBO Max and Discovery Plus will launch in the US as a single service in the summer of 2023, according to JB Perret, CEO and President of Global Streaming and Interactive for Warner Brothers Discovery, speaking at the company's Q2 earnings calls. Again, every company does this. They have earnings call with their shareholders, quarterly thing. At the end of the day, this is his quote, at the end of the day, putting all the content together was the only way we saw. How do you make this bigger? Okay. Was the only way we saw to make this a viable business. Putting all the content together. Bringing HBO Max and Discovery Plus together is aimed at cutting churn so there's something for everyone in the household. So again, remember what I said earlier when I did the live stream for you guys this morning? It all comes down to business. It all comes down to money. It all comes down to the fact that because two companies merge, they have to streamline shit. They have to cut costs. And part of that cost is sometimes labor, and whenever there's a merge, whenever there's acquisitions, labor will be one of the things that will get cost. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs, unfortunately. So there's been talks about layoffs, and a lot of contents will be cut. Again, cutting costs, streamlining, making sure that it's under one avenue instead of multiple segments or sections, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, now the cards are on the table, and they're being honest. Like, yeah, we're combining the two. We don't want to have two different things, two separate things. We don't want to run two different streaming services. That's money, that we have to spend, and we don't want to spend that money. So this is the way to cut costs, cutting churn. They call it. WBD did not announce what the new brand name for the merge service will be. So there's no new official name yet for this one streaming service combining HBO Max and Discovery Plus. No name yet. Warner Brothers Discovery initially focused on the ad-supported and ad-free versions of the combined HBO Max and Discovery Plus, Peretta said, but it's also exploring how to reach customers in the free ad-supported space with content that is totally different from what is on the premium VOD services. HBO may or may not be part of the name of the unified direct-to-consumer WD platform. Peretta said he... Oh, this is a typo. Oh my goodness, I feel kind of good about myself, being an immigrant. My English is my second language. Sometimes I suck at grammar, and to see variety messed up on the missing on the T on the. Anyway, that's just a little pleasure for me there. Peretta said the company is doing research on consumer perception on the HBO Max name, but HBO will continue to be a major brand. HBO will always be the beacon and the ultimate brand that stands for television quality. The merged HBO Max Discovery Plus will combine the best elements of both services. He said HBO Max has had performance and customer issues, but offers a rich set of features. Discovery Plus has more limited features, but provides a more robust underlying delivery capability. After the summer 2023 rollout in the United States, Warner Brothers Discovery plans to take the unified HBO Max Discovery platform to Latin America in the fall of 2023, Europe in the early 2024, Asia Pacific in the mid 2024, and additional markets in the fall of 2024. In the second quarter, Warner Brothers Discovery's HBO Max, HBO, and Discovery Plus subscribers combined were 92.1 million, up 1.7 million subscribers from 90.4 million the prior quarter. That's up 22%, 75.8 million on a pro forma basis versus a year earlier. By 2025, Warner Brothers Discovery expects to have 130 million global streaming subscribers. Wow, they expect to have 130 million global streaming subscribers, and that its direct-to-consumer businesses will generate $1 billion in earnings before interest, taxes. Again, so guys, money. It all comes down to the money, Lebowski. It's all about the money. Yes, we are pissed that Batgirl got shelved. We are pissed that Raised by Wolves and a lot of shows got canceled. And we are pissed that a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. But as the old saying goes, it's nothing personal. It's just business. And yeah, it sucks. Sometimes that does suck. But it comes down to this. This is what it is. As I mentioned earlier in the previous live stream. It's nothing personal. So, what are my thoughts about this? Here's the thing, guys. I mentioned to you that I have been receiving Discovery Plus emails for the past year. Hey, go check out Discovery Plus streaming services. We have Ghost Hunter show, or we have this reality show, we have this nature shows, we have this. Guys, nobody watches Discovery Plus platform, okay? I don't know what their numbers are, but I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if anybody watched. So what I'm getting at is that you know who's getting the better end of this deal? Discovery Plus. They're pretty much piggybacking on HBO Max. Everybody has said to me, I don't have an HBO Max account, but everybody has told me that HBO Max is the best streaming service platform. They love how user friendly it is. They love how the design of the platform. They love how you know they love it. They love the contents. They love the contents, original or otherwise. They love it compared to Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus. Everybody has told me HBO Max is the best. So yeah, Discovery Plus is pretty much like a freaking parasite, man. They're just like, hey, we're gonna ride on your coattails. Um, and yeah, that's my first thought when I heard this. Like, of course, you know, this is what happens when Warner Media and Discovery merge. Discovery will get to benefit off of it more than more than HBO Max or Warner Media. So, um, so that's my first bullet point. My second bullet point before we get to the next topic along the same line, which is DC movies. Um, if they're still deciding which name to go with, dude, why are you deciding? Just go with HBO Max. It's already a brand name. Again, people love it. People love HBO Max. Why you gotta name it? Why you gotta come up with a name like HBO Max Discovery? That's a mouthful. Just like Warner Brothers Discovery. Like that's dumb. I'm sorry. I don't like that Warner Brothers Discovery. You're just trying to force Discovery anywhere in there. Like, dude, WB is the bigger brand. Okay, HBO Max is the bigger brand. All right, fine. You want to merge Discovery and HBO Max. You want to have Discovery plus ghost hunting, nature contents in there. Fine, whatever. But name wise, just have it be HBO Max. Like, how dense are you, man? Even CBS All Access knew that CBS All Access was like a mouthful. Remember that? Paramount Plus used to be called CBS All Access. CBS All Access. How do people remember that? So when they change it to Paramount Plus, it's no brainer. Paramount is a brand name, and everything is plus these days. It's like, boom, it's easy. Don't make this harder, man. Don't make this be HBO Max Discovery. Like, don't name that. Like, don't come up with that name. No need to like group test it or like trying to ask people around. No, just go with HBO Max. Have it be HBO Max. Marvel Studios absorbed Marvel Television, and guess what? It's Marvel Studios. It's not Marvel Studios something something something. Um, but yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Now, I'm gonna go also with some of the reactions, the funny reactions that I retweeted on Twitter about this. But yeah, this is the reason why they have canceled some of their shows, HBO Max original shows. They have removed some of their original HBO Max movies because they want to make room for Discovery Plus contents, which, if you ask me, because I get the email every month, their content suck, dude. So now we get to the to what the contents are. Okay, so you want to know how they frame it? I'm sure you guys have seen this earlier. You know how they frame the meeting, the quarterly meeting today. This is not a Saturday Night Live skit. This is like for reals. This is how they frame it. They view HBO Max as more male skewed, male centric. Look at that bullet point. Scripted, right? HBO Max scripted. Lean in, appointment viewing, and home of fandoms. Right, because what's there? Some of the shows that they had there. Tokyo Vice or whatever. Oh, it's like, that's fandom. They view this as if all the contents on HBO Max are DC related. Not everything, not every one of them. Male skewed. Last time I checked, Pretty Little Liars Original Sin is not male skewed. So I don't know where you get this male skewed from. And look at this, Discovery Plus, they view it as female skewed. Unscripted, yeah, there's truth to that. Lean back, comfort viewing, home of the genre domes. Home of genre domes. Really? Really? Ghost hunters and nature shows, genre domes. Now, HBO Max, to be fair, also has their own unscripted shows, like the Selena Gomez cooking show. That's on HBO Max. I think there's a dating competition also on HBO. So it's not fair. This categorization, this labeling of these two streaming services is just it's not correct. It's just it's like broad brush, man. It's just like broad stroke. So this is hilarious. And look at this. This is also one of the things that people tweeted from the meeting, and it cracks me up as well. Apparently, sorry, I got a text there. My apologies. Apparently, one of the contents that look at this. So they divided into brands, franchises, HBO Max, Discovery Plus, uh, iconic series and characters, international. So these are their, um, I guess you could call it subsidiaries, right? So for franchises, look at this. Discovery, of course, have Shark Week. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I like Shark Week, so that's probably the only thing that I can tolerate about Discovery. Um, Game of Thrones, and get this. What is this? What is this thing? Did you see it? Do you see this? Can I make this bigger? How do I make this bigger? Okay, look at this. It says one of the contents that they have is 90 90-day fiance universe. What is that? What is that? I haven't Googled it. What does that mean? Do you guys know that? Sorry, my computer's kind of slow right now. Can you guys see it? Maybe if I could make this bigger. There you go. Open image. 90-day fiance universe. What is that? Is that's under franchise? I've never heard of it. Sorry, does that make me lose my geek credit because I don't know anything about 90-day fiance universe? Um, can you guys enlighten me on what that is? I apologize. I apologize if I missed out on what that is. So it's just weird, man. This is so weird. I don't know how this is gonna play out with the fans. There has been a lot of pushback and a little bit of outrage over this. Bruh, Chris Parker say, bruh. Hashtag Warner Discovery. Um, so let's see. I think there's a during Warner Brothers Discovery earning call, HBO Max was identified as male skew, while Discovery Plus was considered female skew. I guess HBO Max is for the boys. Oh my god. It's so funny. It's so silly. Ah. Tyler is here. Tyler, 90 Day Fiance Universe. Really, I don't know what that is, Tyler. is that like Marvel Cinematic Universe? So there's a fiance phase 1, fiance phase 2. Maybe there's it starts with the 30-day of fiance, mighty fiance. I don't get it. I don't get it. I have no idea what it is. I have no idea. I'm just you know I'm just throwing things out there here. Ball spinning, spinning balls here. It's about long distance relationship that have 90 days whether to get married or not. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Oh my god. I haven't looked it up. I don't know. Wow. If that is what it is, that's totally a franchise in the neck of the woods of Discovery Plus. That's in their neck of the woods, okay? If you want to call that franchise. Holy crap. Um, so let's go to the other one here. Dominic says, it's show friends, it's show business. That's right. Discovery Plus, I wouldn't watch it on a bet. HBO Max is one of the best platforms. That is true. Correct. If WB, Daniel's Hot Topics, if WB canceled the Flash Multiverse movie and all that awesome multiverse of travel, and Flash is year 89, meaning Keaton Batman, people will be angry. Yeah, but I don't think they're talking about canceling that. Um, those are theatrical movies, so there's a lot at stake. There's a lot. I don't think they would want to touch those Aquaman 2 or the Flash. They're thinking right now. What they're thinking about axing or canceling or shelving are the stuff that's supposed to go, or the stuff that are supposed to go to HBO Max only. All right. Um, Batgirl was initially supposed to go to HBO Max only. That was not supposed to be a theatrical movie. So that's at least at this point. They're not talking about axing the Flash or anything like that. HBO Plus. Oh, you're suggesting a name, HBO Plus. That could be it. Yeah, that could be it. Um, so, which leads us to the next topic along the same line. Let's talk about this. So, WB Discovery head honcho, his name is David Zaslav, and I looked him up on Wikipedia. This guy is a corporate guy, dude. He's not an entertainment guy. Okay, his background is corporate, making money, profit. Making sure the shareholders get money. That's the way he thinks. He doesn't think in terms of contents. So now he's in charge of contents, and that sucks because that's not his background. To for us as DC fans to see our DC properties handled by this douche, who is in the background of trying to make sure we can cut costs and raise profit. That's businessmen think that way. Cut costs, increase profit. Cut costs, they're like a machine. That's how they think. They don't think about quality of content or whether or not the fans want that content or not content. They don't think that way. They think about cutting costs, raising profit for the shareholders. That's how this douche, David Zaslav, thinks. And unfortunately, he's now in charge of WB Discovery. And so, but there's a little bit of mixed bag here. David Zaslav said, and let's get to Hollywood Reporter. Just 2 days after Warner Brothers Discovery made the stunning move to cancel the HBO Max film Batgirl, an unapologetic CEO, David Zaslav, sought to reassure Wall Street there is a cohesive plan for the future of DC. You're wondering, Rama, why Wall Street? That's their shareholders. They're the bankers. That's how they get their money from to run their business. America answers to Wall Street. Unfortunately, that's how the grease works, man. Even politicians answer to Wall Street because Wall Street buys them out. So anyway, David Zaslav says, you look at Batman, you look at Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. These are brands that are known everywhere in the world. Zaslav said during an earnings call Thursday, we have done a reset. We have restructured the business where we are going to focus, where there's going to be a team with a 10-year plan focusing just on DC. We believe we can build a much more sustainable business. So the way Hollywood Reporter frames that is that DC will have a 10-year plan akin to Marvel's playbook, says David Zaslav. Trying to emulate, because Marvel, as you know, Marvel Studios, they map it out, right? They map it out, a 10-year plan, 5-year plan, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So these are the movies that are going to be part of this phase. These are the movies that are going to be part of that phase. So they map it out, they think it through like all the way ahead of time. So David Zaslav says, we're going to have a team and we're going to do something similar. That's basically what he's saying here. DC has long wished to emulate the success of the Disney-owned Marvel Studios, which Kevin Feige has built into the highest-grossing film franchise in history. Zaslav recently brought Feige's former boss, retired Disney film chief Alan Horn, on as an advisor. During the earnings call, Zaslav suggested DC would try to emulate the Marvel playbook. So Zaslav is assuring his investors, the Wall Street guys, that put money into their business, like, hey, don't worry, we're gonna do it like like Marvel Studios do theirs, and we're gonna make lots of money for you guys, okay? Because we're not gonna do the previous plan. We're gonna try to emulate Marvel, and you know how successful Marvel is, right? With their plan. So, cha-ching! You're gonna be extra rich by the next 10 years. So don't worry about it. We're gonna try to emulate Marvel playbook. It's very similar to the structure Alan Horn, former Disney CEO Bob Iger, and Kevin Feige put together very effectively at Disney. We think we can build a much stronger, sustainable growth business out of DC. As part of that, we are going to focus on quality. We are not going to release any film before it's ready. DC is something we can make better. So that's what I meant earlier by mixed bag. When I hear these words as a DC fan, I'm like, okay, okay, I see you. I see you. You said you can make it better. Okay, okay, let's see it. Let's do it. Let's give it a chance. And um, it's not a bad plan because Marvel obviously has been successful with their method strategy. So why not? Why not? There's an old saying. What's the old saying? I forgot now. There's an old saying in the corporate world, like a good business borrows, a great business steals, something along that line. You know. So I think I got that quote from, or I got that old saying from that documentary about Victoria's Secret, where the company was like, actually, I kid you not, the CEO and everybody, the executives, they had a trip to Europe. And you know what they did? They were not vacationing in Europe. In Europe, they were going from one store to the next, one lingerie store to the next, European stuff, and they try to copy them. They try to take notes on what the European lingerie stores were doing, and Victoria's Secret try to copy them. So that's what I meant by a good company borrows, a great company steals. But anyway, Nolan's defining Dark Knight trilogy concluded a decade ago. The studio initially tapped Zack Snyder to oversee its planned universe, which the filmmaker launched in 2013 with Man of Steel. However, Snyder lost the confidence of studio executives after the divisive 2016 Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, and some of the films in an ambitious 10-project slate announced in 2014 never came to fruition, including Justice League 2. So that, we know this, right? We've heard this, and it's sad. When we think about this, when we are reminded of this, this is why fans of Zack Snyder never stop with the hashtag restore Snyder Universe, restore Snyderverse, because this is what happened. His plan, his ambitious 10-project slate, never came to fruition, including Justice League 2. And I think, judging by the Zack Snyder's Justice League that was released last year, how successful it was, I mean, like, dude, it's such a shame that DCEU did not continue the way that Snyder had envisioned it. Executive Walter Hamada took the reins of DCEU films in 2018 and has been plotting out a number of films, including several for HBO Max to meet the mandate of then Warner Media CEO Jason Kilar. Now those plans are changing once again. Zaslav touted a number of DC films coming up, including Black Adam and Shazam! Fury of the Gods, and addressed rumors that some of those films could shift dates without confirming or denying any specifics. Zaslav said, "We are very excited about them. We've seen them." So they already did a test screening. "We think they are terrific, and we think we can make them even better," Zaslav said, in terms of marketing and distributing the upcoming films, which also includes, here you go, The Flash, starring controversial actor Ezra Miller. Okay, so this paragraph is about Ezra Miller. You want to skip that. we already know how problematic he is. The executive also revealed that while he is focused on theatrical releases, you see, guys, that's what Zaslav is focusing on. That's why they're axing a lot of stuff from HBO Max, including their movies and shows. Quote, a number of movies will be released with shorter windows and with different marketing campaigns, but will always be agile, and the focus will be on theatrical. So if you guys worry, oh my God, are they gonna axe The Flash or Aquaman or Shazam or Black Adam? No, I don't. I doubt that's gonna happen, because that Those movies have always been from the beginning intended for theatrical, for big screen. Batgirl was intended from the beginning for HBO Max. It's supposed to be an HBO Max original movie, just like Netflix has their original movies. Every week they like The Gray is Netflix original movie. That's Netflix original. Before the pandemic, theater owners could demand an exclusive theatrical windows of 74 days to 90 days. Now, a film opening to $50 million or less domestically can be made available in the home as soon as 2 to 3 weeks after its theatrical release. Universal was the first major Hollywood studio to strike such terms. But yeah, that's the trend now. So like 1 or 2 weeks after you see it in the theaters, boom, it's on Netflix, it's on HBO Max, it's on Hulu. Um, that's how it is. That's how the game is now these days. Zaslav comment at a fraught time for DC on Tuesday. Warner's announced the news that it was shelving its $90 million Batgirl movie, which was deep into post-production ahead of a planned HBO Max release. Multiple sources noted that Warner Media Discoveries was opting to use losses from the film as a tax write-down rather than release it. Boom! You see what I mean? Again, it all comes down to the money, Lebowski. The money! This is what really infuriates me about the leadership at Warner Media Discovery or WB Discovery, whatever they want to call themselves. They always go like this. They always they always go like that. And it's like, oh, money, finances, is it worth it? The move has sparked jitters that other films could follow, with Blue Beetle filmmaker Angel Manuel Soto liking tweets asking Warner to protect his DC films, which was initially developed for HBO Max before being upgraded to theatrical. Zaslav said that expensive films for streaming did not make economic sense. Okay, I get that. The objective is to grow the DC brand, to grow the DC characters, but also our job is to protect the DC brand, and that's what we're gonna do. I don't know, man. You can argue with me otherwise, but I don't know. I think maybe I'm naive. $90 million for Batgirl as a streaming service movie. It's not that bad compared to like let's see what Netflix did. I think The Irishman. Remember the Irishman movie with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro? I think that's north of like $150 to $200 million, I believe, the budget. I'm just saying. For a big company like WB Discovery to be complaining about $90 million, that's just, I don't know. Really, you guys got deep pockets and you're complaining. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you say, hey, $90 million is too expensive for an HBO Max original movie. I guess we can leave it as at agree to disagree. And here's the thing. Here's another quote that I believe from Zaslav that I retweeted. Okay, he said, what did he say here? What? I didn't retweet it? I thought I retweeted it. Never mind. But apparently, there are some tweets from people who have worked for Zaslav in the past at Discovery, and they are not happy. So this is Mary Beth McAndrews. She is a blue check mark, so she's the voice of authority. And I think she works for Dread Central, I believe. Yeah, Dread Central. So she said, so I used to work for Discovery, and shockingly, David Zaslav screwed over so many people over and over again during my 2-ish years with the company. He also screwed over the whole city of Silver Spring, Maryland, where I currently live, and eliminated countless jobs here. So, yeah, this David Zaslav guy sounds like a real douchebag. Again, he's very corporate. The way he thinks is like cutting costs. Any way we could cut costs, even if it means at the expense of people losing jobs or whatnot. we got to cut costs and then raise profit for the shareholders. So they, of course, all these people like David Zaslav, their obligation, their fiduciary obligation, their only boss, they only answer to, their only bosses are their shareholders. Not us, not you, the fans. And Lauren says, raise your hand if you've never heard of the name David Zaslav before this week and immediately despise him. Halloween is a demonic holiday says, if HBO Max really is folding into Discovery Plus and ditching all the scripted content, that might be the single dumbest decision made by any corporation in the streaming age. But that's where they're going with. That's where they're heading. So, but yeah. So it's a bit of a mixed bag. On one hand, trying to emulate Marvel is not a bad idea, seeing that Marvel, again, has been successful with their strategy. But on the other hand, it sounds like David Zaslav does not have much faith in the current DC properties or the DC movies. Even The Flash and all the other ones, I think the quote that I gave you, he said, we can make this better. So it's not like, oh my God, I have faith in Aquaman 2 or Batgirl, like, oh yeah, we're going to gamble on it. This is going to be great. But no, he sounds like this again. He sounds like a guy who's very calculating, a guy who thinks he knows better than what the fans want. And that's always problematic because, again, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, when you see Marvel, dude, Marvel gives you a talking raccoon. I know I keep coming back to that example again and again because when I remember, like, close to 2012, whatever it is, it was announced at the Comic-Con, they're going to bring Guardians of the Galaxy to the big screen. And I've never heard of Guardians of the Galaxy. I never read the comics. I was like, oh my God, talking raccoon? How's it gonna play out? Really? Is it gonna sell? But they have so much faith in that character. Marvel gambles so much. Marvel gambles on a Muslim superhero girl in Miss Marvel. It's like they have so much belief in their many characters. Like, and for David Zaslav to not have faith in Batgirl, it's not even a talking animal. It's like a Batgirl. That's an iconic character from the Batman universe. That sucks, man. That's very telling. That's very revealing, to me. And that's what worries me. Yes, trying to emulate Marvel plan, that's cool. But how are you going to be successful emulating Marvel plan if you're not going to put faith in your properties the same way Marvel puts faith in their properties? You know what I'm saying? Do you see where I'm getting at? You're just saying like, oh yeah, we're gonna copy them, but we're not gonna believe in our characters the same way that they do believe in their characters. So then what's the point? Then why are you emulating them if you're not gonna emulate their faith as well? So it's just that's why it's a mixed bag. That's why I'm not like, hoorah, oh my God, David Zaslav's going to be the savior. It's still going to be, I guess, if you ask me, it's going to be caution with approach. Approach with caution. Approach with caution. Don't be too ecstatic. Don't be too happy yet at the prospect of DC copying or emulating Marvel because, again, guys like David Zaslav are in charge and they don't even have belief or faith in their own characters, in their own properties. Freaking Batgirl, dude. Oh, that's very telling. That's very revealing. And so, yeah, that's my reaction to all this. As a DC fan, I always dream of a day that DC properties end up in the hand of another studio. But it's wishful thinking on my part because Warner Brothers is never gonna let go of DC. All right. just like Sony Pictures will never fully relinquish Spider-Man. You know, they can share Spider-Man with Marvel Studios, but Sony's like, no, we're gonna keep we're gonna keep holding on to this cash cow. So yeah, unfortunately, that's where we are right now. I don't know what the future holds for HBO Max with this merge. Is this gonna be a good strategy? We'll have to see. I don't have HBO Max. If you guys have HBO Max, are you guys worried about this? Um, Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and tell me your predictions. Do you think this strategy of emulating Marvel is gonna work? Is this the best tactic, or do you have a better idea for DC property under the leadership of WB Discovery? Do you have a what do you think they should do? What do you think they should do with their DC properties if this is not the good idea? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for chatting with me, everybody. And no Sandman review. Tyler, Daniel, Hot Topic, Dominic, everybody, Tyler. I mentioned Tyler already. And for those of you who didn't get to chime in with me, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you hopeful? Are you optimistic with this merge, with this strategy? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe. All right? I'm going to go get some dinner now. Let's rock this.